latest report by Gartner has showed that, and this is actually 3 weeks old, which says that 74% of companies plan to shift some employees to remote work permanently. And actually this week, there was another report by Tata Consultancy Services, which has 450,000 employees globally. And they made the decision that 75% of the employees, which is almost 340,000 employees, will now work from home on a permanent basis. So I think the wellness issue is definitely important. But it's also physical wellness. Mental wellness is obviously going to be huge. And then the third aspect, I think, given how difficult financial conditions are going to be, I think financial well-being and wellness is definitely going to be much up higher on the leaders' agenda than it has been earlier.
Yeah. So for us, it's been quite a journey, I think, and we're quite proud of what the steps we've taken for our employees. We've done quite a bit in this space. So from when coming out of going into lockdown, essentially, there was a bit of a shift in the tone of how we communicate. Our internal comms team did a great job, and they are still doing a great job of shifting that tone to empowerment, to more getting employees to feel like they have control, they've got things and support that they can do there. So the tonal shift's really important. And also looking at our employee benefits space altogether, there's been a few changes just to help people through this time. For example, we used to give gym passes out, but now this is online fitness classes and online coaching. So we've got that element there. As Devyani mentioned, financial well-being is really key here as well, to make sure people have control over their finances right now. So there's a lot going on in this space at the moment for us.
Yes, no, absolutely. We're seeing clients all of a sudden taking well-being far more seriously, especially for those working at home and or looking after children. We found that working from home in itself is raising awareness of this topic, because we can see each other in our natural habitats, so to speak. For example, my massive mural behind me. And when we understand more about each other, the more compassion we tend to feel for each other. And so when people talk about needing help for their well-being, we can more easily conceptualize them as a whole person, so they're being taken far more seriously. And given the remote nature of many workers, we're hearing calls for more digital solutions to help them better connect to each other and to resources to help them cope.
But really, over the next 6 to 12 months, what you're going to see is a shift from individuals using it to corporates providing these solutions, because as I said, it's really gone up on the agenda. There will also be an increased focus on what used to be traditionally known as occupational health. So if you look at, Track Active, for example, which focuses on neck and back pain or just musculoskeletal pain, because employees are now going to be working from home, makeshift offices, corporates will have to step up to take more responsibility for this. And I guess also specialist problems, but the focus will be, I think Helen referred to chatbots. The focus will be on specialist two-way communication. It's not just chatbots leading you to something, but more of two-way communication. That's the shift you're going to see over the next 6 to 12 months. But over the next 6 to 18 months, you are going to see an increase around isolation, around helping emotional support through chatbots, through virtual avatars, but also panic, depression, specialist cases. So I think in terms of technology, augmented reality is going to play a far bigger role as far as mental wellness goes.
I think the link between how we connect to one another and well-being will become even more intertwined and complex, because we realise that when you don't see anybody, your basic need to belong is proper obstructed, and I think that's really impacting people. And so what this means for clients is we think they'll need to go beyond some well-being tips and a couple of apps towards more a comprehensive AI, sort of human employee relationship management to support people, not only through crises, but preventing problems happening in the first place. So I'm going to guess that we're going to see a leap in affective computing, from AI coaches to wellbeing analytics engines that can use proxy data to alert you or your manager of your wellbeing risks, to augmented technologies such as facial recognition to help workers and leaders show more compassion when talking to someone.
For us, it's really a shift. It's all about data, people data. I mean, it comes back to getting your people data right, getting it updated regularly, but also having enough metadata around people, whether it's their skills, to build that whole person up to then create more nudges, so we don't have to do this in a manual way as most corporates do right now. So we could be preempt, and for us it's knowing what the employee is going through and then being able to preempt and suggest and nudge to them where we can be of service.